Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to learn chapter 3, the letter A, written by Christy Brown. Before we begin this class, I would like to talk about differently abled people because this entire chapter and the upcoming chapter is discussing about differently abled people and about their life. What is meant by differently abled people? Differently abled is a term used for someone who might formerly have been classed as disabled, handicapped, challenged, or having special needs. It can be applied to people with predominantly physical or mental challenges. The description is thought to be more politically correct in some circles because it recognizes that even if people have mental or physical impairment, they still have abilities. It is more polite to call them differently abled than the terms disabled or handicapped. The shift from handicapped or disabled to differently abled attempts to more clearly see the gifts and the full personhood of an individual. Certainly, those with disabilities are not incapable. These people may be handling the things different from the general population, but still they have different abilities and strength to deal with their day-to-day life. So I think you understand why we call these disabled people as differently abled. If we look around, we will find out lots of people with childhood and developmental disorders. Childhood disorders, often labeled as developmental disorders or learning disorders, most often occur and are diagnosed when the child is of school age. There are lots of childhood disorders or developmental disorders. Some of them are autism spectrum disorder, ADHD, autism, conduct disorder, expressive language disorder, intellectual disability, selective mutism, etc. Here in our chapter, the letter A, Christy Brown is also born with some disability. Christy Brown was an Irish writer and painter who had cerebral palsy and was able to write or type only with his toes of one foot. Cerebral palsy is a group of permanent movement disorders that appear in early childhood. Signs and symptoms vary among people and over time. Often, symptoms include poor coordination, stiff muscles, weak muscles, and lack of balance and muscle coordination. Christie's most recognized work in his autobiography titled My Left Foot. It was later made into a 1989 Academy Award-winning film of the same name. We will see the summary of this chapter now. Christie was born on the 5th of June in 1932. He had 21 brothers and sisters. His birth was difficult and his mother almost died when he was born. When Christie was 4 months old, his mother saw that something was wrong with him. He could not hold his head up, his hands were twisted, and he could not eat correctly. His parents took Christie to the hospital. The doctors told his parents that he was stupid and that there was no hope for him to be better. But Christie's mother did not believe that doctor. She took care of Christie herself. She did not leave him at the hospital. She wanted to show people that Christie was not stupid. She treated him normally, like her other children. When Christie was 5 years old, he could not speak or even sit up by himself. He always moved in a funny way. His mother tried to teach him to walk. She would show him pictures and ask him questions. Christie understood his mother, but he could not answer to her questions. Christie could use his toes to touch things, especially the toes on his left foot. One day in December, Christie's life changed. He was watching his brother and sister doing mathematical problems on a small chalkboard with yellow chalk. Christy wanted the yellow chalk, so he took it with his left foot. He drew on the chalkboard, and everyone was looking at him. His mother took the chalk and drew the letter A on the floor. She told Christy to copy it. Everyone waited. He tried, but he could not do it. His mother asked him to do it again. She motivated him to try again. This time, Christy drew the letter A. His mother cried because she was so happy. Now Christy could write. People could know that he was thinking about by looking at his writing. This was a life-changing moment in the life of Christy. In his autobiography, The Letter A, Christy describes how he overcome his massive handicap with his willpower, firm determination, and with the continuous effort and love of his mother. Christy was born as the 10th child in a family of 22. He got enough attention from his mother, and she always supported him and treated him normally like her other children. We are also familiar with a lot of people, those who are with disabilities. Instead of treating them normally like other children or other people, what we do, we make fun of them. It is our responsibility to help them, and we should treat them like normal children. Cerebral palsy is caused when brain disorders lead to partial or total loss of muscle control. With that disability, Christy was ready to fight with his life, with full of hope, willpower, and determination. We should talk about his mother, who did not give up and continuously tried for the betterment of her children. She was the support and strength that Christy got to overcome his massive handicap. Thank you. Good morning, dear students. Today